Welcome, everyone. This is the 7th edition, the lucky number 7 of goodnewsonly.ca. When you sign in, you get good news. Good news only. You get good music. Good music only. If you're with me, if you could comment, let me know you're live. Let me know you're out there. Anybody on Facebook? Anybody on YouTube? Anybody on Periscope? If you could comment, it would really be helpful. Thank you. I'm going to start shortly. Hey, Carla. Welcome to the show. It could be Mark. I'm not sure. Mark or Carla. Nicole Stevens, how's it going? We got an amazing guest tonight, Mr. John Dillow. Hey, Krista. Timmons. Michelle Phillips, good evening to you as well. Hey, Tracy. Mark Carla says it's Carla. Mark is on the front lines tonight. Yes, he is. Thank you for everything you guys are doing as a fam. Kathy Diplock from Shirkston. How's it going? Yeah, guys, comment. Who are you? Where are you from? Carol. That's Carol Eden from Princeton. Good evening to you. Let's get going. Stuart, you're on. Awesome. Good to see you. If you guys could, give me a scale of 1 to 10. How you feeling? 1 for terrible. Hey, Kathy McCharles Vernon, welcome. If you're feeling amazing, 10. And if you're somewhere in the middle, let me know. Let's get going. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how you feeling? Hey, where did we go? These days when the rains came down in the hollow, playing a new game, laughing and running, hey, hey, skipping and jumping, in the misty morning fog, our hearts are thumping in you, my brown-eyed girl. My brown-eyed girl, do you remember when we used to sing sha la 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 da. La-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da, sha-la-la-ti-da. So hard to find my way now that I'm on my own. Saw Gary Lomsbury just the other day, and my how he has grown. I cast my memory back then, Lord. Sometimes I'm overcome thinking about it. Making love in the green grass behind the stadium with him, my brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. You remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Hey, Christine, new? Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-ti-da. Whatever happened but to Tuesday so slow, going down the Trans-Canada transistor radio, standing in that sunlight laughing, hiding behind the rainbow's wall, sleeping and sliding behind the waterfall with you, my brown-eyed girl. My brown-eyed girl. You remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da. That's what I'm talking about, Carol. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da. Sha-la-la-ti-da. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da. La-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da, sha-la-la-ti-da. All right. Well, guys, welcome. Everyone commenting. That's we got a lot of solid 7s and 8s out there. Julie Godfrey from North Bay is a solid 8. Somebody requested Tennessee Whiskey. I actually played that last night, Judy, at the 6th episode. So if you can watch the archive of it on Facebook and YouTube. I played it at some point last night, so I'm not going to play it again tonight, but good request. Love that song. How's it going, Joan? All right, we're going to play a couple songs, and then we're going to get to our amazing, amazing guest today. This is a really cool song by Death Cab for Cutie. Not as well known, but it's a really good song. Love of mine, someday you will die, but I will be close behind, follow you into the dark. No gates of white, or tunnels filled with light, just our hands clasped so tight, waiting for the hint of a spark. If heaven and hell decide they both are satisfied, illuminate the nose on their vacancy sign. If there's no one beside you when your soul embarks, I'll follow you into the dark. You and me, we've seen everything to see, from Bangkok to Calgary. Soles of your shoes are all worn down. The time for sleep is now, but it's nothing to cry about, 'cause we'll hold each other soon in the blackest of rooms. If heaven and hell decide that they both are satisfied, illuminate the nose on their vacancy sign. There's no one beside you when your soul embarks. I'll follow you into the dark. Well, Catholic school, as vicious as Roman rule, I got my knuckles bruised by a lady in black. So I held my tongue as she told me, son, fear is the heart of love. And I never went back. If heaven and hell decide they both are satisfied, illuminate the nose on their vacancy sign. If there's no one beside you when your soul embarks, I'll follow you into the dark. I'll follow you into the dark. I'll follow you into the dark. Alrighty. So we'll play one more, and then we'll get to our amazing guest. I gotta learn "Baby Likes to Rock It" by the Tractors, apparently. I'm gonna work on that one. Don't know it. Someone asks, Joan asks, David, do you sing to your girls before bed? I usually read them bedtime stories. We're really under the Bernstein Bears right now. And I'll be honest, my daughters do not love me singing. We sing funny joke songs a lot. They're a big fan of "I Like Poop, I Like Pee, but I Love Hope and I Love Evie." That's pretty much the whole song. But if I actually seriously sing or even just joke sing, they're like, "Dad, stop." And I start going, guys, do you realize people pay me a lot of money to do this? Dad, just stop. That's where we're at in our musical relationship together. This is one we can all sing together, though. You'll love this one. Got it, guys? Keep going, keep going. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Ooh, on the way. On the way. Near the village, quiet village, the lion sleeps tonight. Near the village, a peaceful village, the lion sleeps tonight. On the way. Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight. Hush, my darling, don't sleep, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight. Hey, hey. Oh, 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 Wimbo, All right. Without further ado, I'm very excited to announce our next guest, John Dillow. Just my apologies in advance. I kind of butchered the audio a little bit during the interview. It was actually last week, Friday. I think we did the interview. The audio is a little bit tricky. I apologize. John's a super busy guy who's gracious enough to grant me some time. I didn't want to redo the whole interview, just for a little bit of audio problems. So just if you could track with him, it's really, really great advice, really great insights. So without further ado, this is John Dillow and myself's far-ranging conversation. Hi, everybody. This is David Fraser, and I'm joined by John Dillow of johndillowcounseling.com. And John is a counselor, professional for many years. He started out as a chemical engineer. He's a father of 5, and a wonderful human being. He runs and operates John Dillow Counseling. And full disclosure, John helped my wife and I carry through a really tough situation we went through in 2018 and I guess 2019. And continues to be just a mensch and awesome resource for my family. So I thought, what better person to bring on the show than John, since he helps with mental issues, health issues, basically well-being, and just helping people through trauma and problems and fear and etc. So John, thank you so much for taking the time, and thanks for appearing on the show.
Yeah, thrilled to be here, David. You called me a mensch?
Yeah, mensch is a Jewish word for just like all-around good dude and source of like help. Yeah.
Learned something new today. That's great.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
You're a total mensch, bro. So, anyways, yeah, I thought, so, as you know, goodnewsonly.ca, we're kind of like a nightly show. We go on every night at 8:30, and it's basically a pick-me-up. I play guitar, I sing some songs, and we chat with different experts and different people and just tell some positive stories. So I thought that it'd be great if you could, what are you doing right now personally to kind of cope with the fact that everyone's locked down in quarantine? And, if you could give us a few practical things that we can do for ourselves as well.
Yeah, absolutely, David. One of the real challenges we're all facing right now is in very short order, all of our lives and our routines, the things that we really look to for a sense of stability and structure in our lives have just been pulled out from under us. And we're reacting to that in some subtle ways of just feeling aimless, feeling a sense of pointlessness in life. And so one of the things I've done for myself is very quickly reassessed and readjusted, developing a new sense of routine, rhythm, and goals for this time has been incredibly important, because one thing people might do is just endure the time. And when we do that, we're going to be prone to the anxiety that's out there. We're going to be prone to the sense of pointlessness and even despair or depression. But if we can reestablish a healthy routine for ourselves, as well as set some goals that are meaningful, even if they're small goals, lay out some goals for yourself so we're not just spending this time in quarantine, but we're actually using it to do something useful. So that's been a huge help for me, is setting personal goals with my family, but then goals in my practice and in some of the other business ventures I'm in as
awesome.
well.
If you don't mind, could you get specific, if you care to share, about what a specific goal example might be in your own life? I think that'd be helpful.
Yeah, there's a number of things that I've done just in this last week. I know right now people are really anxious and concerned about their futures and how they're going to adjust to this time. So one thing we did through my counseling practice is we've offered free 30-minute counseling sessions to anyone who's interested. And what we're hoping to do with that is to help equip people with some different coping skills to deal with the anxiety and some of the emotions that come up from this very uncertain time. So one thing we're doing is offering that free counseling. Personally, here with my family, is we actually walked around the neighborhood yesterday, and we're jokingly calling it the Hello Neighbor campaign. And we've dropped off letters in the mailboxes of all of our neighbors, just inviting them to join us in a group text, so that as neighbors we can be helping one another, answering questions, giving specific advice, or just encouragement to one another as a community locally here.
That's a great idea. I love that idea. Absolutely. Okay, so in terms of the goals and everything, so I'm a musician. I'm stuck at home. What So I'll tell you something I've kind of been doing regularly, and that this kind of fits in that category. So, basically, I've committed to doing these shows every night for 5 days, right? And I put on this type of thing and interview someone or just play guitar and stuff. And what I've noticed is that, I look forward to this and I kind of anticipate doing it, and I'm kind of, at least I have something to kind of look forward to during the day. What are the benefits of that, and is that something I should keep doing? Because I committed to 5, and this is the 5th one that we're doing together. Should I commit to another 5, or how do I kind of scale that, I guess, moving forwards?
Yeah, absolutely. I think whether it's continuing those shows every night or finding something else, all of us, we were made to be creatures of meaning and purpose. And this quarantine, it has the ability to strip away our common sense of meaning. Whether it's your job, your career, or the things you do in terms of hobbies, we can't do those anymore. So a lot of the purpose has been excised from our lives. And so finding things like this show you're doing, or some of the free counseling that I'm trying to do through my practice, that reinserts that piece of meaning and purpose into our lives. And that has a couple things. One, that helps us to thrive just as humans, because we're designed to have purpose. But the other thing is it empowers us. Instead of feeling like we are just at the mercy of all of these circumstances, now we're actually taking action and doing something to make a difference. And so it's both a way to just live in a healthy way, but it's also a way to take control of the situation that feels uncertain outside of our control. So absolutely, I'm encouraging everyone, if you're anxious, if you're overwhelmed, if you're uncertain about the future, find some way to take action. And it doesn't have to be huge. I had one person tell me they've just committed every day to call one of their family members and just to reach out and make that connection. And so it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be a small goal like that. But wherever you're at, look for a positive way to take action and make a difference. The other thing I would say is, for entrepreneurs or just people working in the private sector, there's a lot of financial insecurity right now. We don't know what's going to happen with our businesses or with our jobs. And instead of just sitting back on our heels worrying about that, I'm encouraging people to look for the opportunity that could be before your business right now. It may be you use this time in quarantine to get some additional training, or it could be, if you're an entrepreneur, you use this time to build a new product or to make progress on that new project that hasn't had time in the past.
Yeah, that's really good advice. I'm running 2 businesses right now. One is probably going to be shuttered, or at least, really slow this year. So, I guess, for me, I think having that thing on the calendar that I can check off every day, and then I can go back in time. I started a little personal goal, and I'm at day 10, I think, with it now. And to be able to look back on it and have this check marks every day, that is something I didn't do before.
Yeah.
I start something and maybe do it for a month or 2 and then kind of quit. But I think seeing it on the calendar and having that goal is something to kind of look forward to for sure.
Yeah, and if it's okay, David, I want to jump in on that. We all have what's called a negativity bias, where we are prone to see the negative. We're prone to see the danger or the things that are going poorly. It is incredibly important to pause and keep track of, to check mark, to keep a list of the positive ways you're moving forward. So you check marking that thing on the calendar is a huge help. I take it a step further is going through my days, especially when I wake up one of those mornings and I'm really struggling with anxiety or discouragement from where our world is at. I'll sit down every hour on the hour through that day and make a list of positive things that I've made progress in, or ways that I've had a small win through my day. And it's just a way to build momentum through the day and push back against that tendency to see the negative.
Yeah, because there's enough people. That's kind of why we formed Good News Only, is that there's enough people focusing on, you're going to get bad news. There's no way to avoid it right now, and it's out there. And so that's kind of why I created this, and super helpful practical things. What are some practical things that you're doing or would suggest that we do with our family specifically in terms of the bigger picture of our quarantine lifestyles?
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you have children, they've been pulled out of school, they're locked into the house, and so their normal rhythm is completely thrown off. And so for our kids, really reestablishing a sense of normalcy. And so having a schedule with them, and here in Champaign, Illinois, in the States, we're on spring break, so we've taken it a little bit more low key right now, but starting next week, we'll start some homeschooling. My kids are normally in public school, but we're going to start some home education of regular exercise and just really giving them that routine, but also setting the attitude in the home. Some of the reason I took my kids with me to do that Hello Neighbor campaign is this is just a great opportunity for them to learn, what do we do in crisis? Do we hunker down? Do we live in fear? Or do we look for how we can make a difference? And so we're having conversations regularly with my kids about how can we have an impact during this crazy time.
That's wonderful. I think that's a really, really good idea. Well, I always try to leave people with a positive note on an interview. John, thanks so much for your time. And I guess my final question would be, what's something uplifting, positive, or encouraging that you hope for the future?
You know, this pandemic has, of course, affected every sector of our world at this point. And one of the hopes I have is similar to this neighborhood campaign we're doing, and what you're doing with this show right now, David, is that this can be an opportunity where we stop dividing as a world and we can start connecting together, and we start finding ways to support one another and help one another as opposed to being adversaries.
That's really great advice, and hope I have as well. So, okay,
Yeah.
let's wrap things up, John. If you could, later on today, between 8:30 and 9:30, have your Skype open. It'd be great to kind of bring you in, if you have the time, to take some questions. And if not, that's totally fine. But I think that what you've suggested is really helpful. If people need to find out more, you have a 30-minute free thing. I can personally attest, having spent lots of money with johndillowcounseling.com. Every dollar was worth probably 14 more dollars to just our family's well-being. And thank you for all you've done for our family, John, and thank you for what you've done for the group tonight. So hopefully we can get you in on questions later on tonight if you have the time, but if not, thanks so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks so much, David. Say hi to Carrie for me.
Okay, I will. Thanks. Have a great night.
You too. Bye bye.
Cheers. All right. Great conversation with John. I'm not sure if he's going to be available tonight. I've asked him, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to Skype back in. But man, I thought the idea of sharing small wins is a really good idea. So I was hoping we could spend a little bit of time. I'll respond to some of the really great comments that I noticed are happening during the video too. But in the meantime, if you could start commenting, what was the best news you got today? What are some small wins you had today? That would be super good to share. And then if you've got any helpful information everybody else can benefit from, I keep hearing about all these government help for small business owners and such. I have yet to actually figure out penetrate the fortress of insanity that's always a government website. So if anyone has any suggestions for small business owners, I'm all ears personally. But one of my businesses is actually running pretty well. The other one is going to be for sure have some serious issues. But tell us a small win, and then tell us something beneficial or kind of generally helpful to the people of Ontario. Let's pretend you had everybody in Ontario listening. What would you say to them? How would you help them? This is your chance. Let's do this. I'm going to scroll back to the comments because there's some really good ones. Just bear with me here. So, Joan had said, great input from John. Our goal is to finish painting our house. Very cool. We make a point of checking on a different family member each and every day. That is a cool thing to do. Yes, that's a lot of good news only people have been doing that. So that's really good. Just go through your Rolodex and call one person. And then people are talking about, Sandra was talking about how she's scared to go outside. So my wife needed to get our youngest vaccinated today. Our youngest daughter is like around 2 months, and she needs her vaccinations. So that was quite the experience. The doctor actually came out to the van or the car and gave her vaccinations, like through the window or something. I'm not sure. I wasn't there, but Carrie got home and she commented, "Oh, it just feels like everything's out to get me out there," and that's kind of the psychological impulse that's I think honestly natural to have, because to a certain extent that is kind of the reality. We don't want to catch this thing. We don't want to pass it on to other people in our lives. So people are talking about how they're over 70, have complications, immunocompromisation. So it's a real trying time to be thinking about this, and yeah, I hope. Okay, here's a good point from Trish. I hope those that aren't worried about catching COVID think about those like you who are worried about catching it. I think she's referring to the person that was commenting about being compromised. Yeah, it does make a difference. If you've seen any of the graphs, if you infect 3 people who infect 3 people, that math does not scale well for people who really, really can't afford to get this. It's a tough time. Yeah. So we feel for you, Sandra, and believe me, we're with you. Here's something I think that Sherry was sharing. I'm starting a greenhouse, something I've wanted to do for a long time. Me too. I have a greenhouse dream. I'm excited to give away all kinds of plants to family, friends, and neighbors in the spring. That's so cool. I really do want to do the same thing. I have this whole greenhouse plan. I've been planning for like 5 years. This might be the year too. Maybe I'll start with a small greenhouse. My daughter and I actually tonight we're out in the kind of backyard area planning out where the garden's going to go. I had an epic garden prior to having our second daughter. It was a really crazy, awesome garden, and it got bulldozed and it got kind of left for weeds the last few years. And I think we're bringing back the garden, so I'm excited about that. That's a small win, and something everybody can benefit from. I don't have anything right now, but guys, you have the mic, so by all means, share some small wins you had today, and share something helpful everybody else can benefit from. I'm going to go to a few more songs. Would have given you all on my heart, but there's someone who's torn it apart, and I'm sure they're just all that I am. But if you want, I'll try to love again. Well, baby, I'll try to love again, but I know the first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. When it comes to being lucky, she's worth. When it comes to loving me, she's cursed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Ba da 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 ba da da da. Still wants you by my side, just to help me dry the tears that I've cried. And it's sure gonna give you a try. If you want, I'll try to love again. Baby, I'll try to love again, but I know, yeah, the first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. When it comes to being lucky, she's worth. When it comes to loving me, she's cursed, yeah. Yeah, ba da da, 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 ba da da. The first cut is the deepest. baby, I know first cut is the deepest. When it comes to being lucky, she's worse. When it comes to loving me, she's cursed. Yeah, yeah. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da. This was the very first song I wrote. Well, not even the first song I wrote, but it's one of the first songs I wrote. I just bought my first house at 21 years old in Windsor, where you could afford to buy a house when you're 21. And my furnace broke. It was such a dive. Cause I'll never see the sun again if I am losing you. No, I'll never see the sun again if I am losing you. Put a jacket on, shut the windows tight, we'll need an extra blanket to make it through the night. It came so slow, we didn't see it till it was already here. And I feel like we are changing with seasons of the year. Oh, where have you gone, my summer's day? All the leaves are on the ground and the birds have flown away. The trees all look so naked, and I feel naked too. Cause I'll never see the sun again if I am losing you. No, I'll never see the sun again if I am losing you. So many things I did without thinking about. So many things I did I should have done without. Now all the words are left unspoken and now completely gone. But all I can do is try my best to get the furnace on. Oh, where have you gone, my summer's day? All the leaves are on the ground and the birds have flown away. The trees all look so naked, and I feel naked too. Cause I'll never see the sun again if I am losing you. These hands that once were warm feel so cold. This face that used to smile feels so old. I need you now more than ever, so come back. Where have you gone, my summer's day? All the leaves are on the ground and the birds have flown away. All the trees all look so naked, and I feel naked too. Cause I'll never see the sun again if I am losing you. Oh, where have you gone, my summer's day? All the leaves are on the ground and the birds have flown away. The trees all look so naked, and I feel naked too. Cause I'll never see the sun again if I am losing you. No, I'll never see the sun again if I am losing you. No, I'll never see the sun again if I am losing. A long, long time ago, I can still remember how music used to make me smile. Well, I knew that if I had my chance, that I could make Sherry Thurkill dance, and maybe she'd be happy for a while. Well, February gave me shivers with every paper I deliver. Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. When I heard about his widow bride, but something touched me deep inside the day the music died. We started singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove a Chevy to the levee was dry. And good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. But this'll be the day that I die. Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so, do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can it teach you how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes. And a day of the rhythm and blues. I was a lonely teenage rockin' buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck, but I knew that I was out of love. The music died. We started singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee was dry. And good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Well, for 10 years we've been on our own, and moss grows fat on a rolling stone. That's not the way how it used to be. While the jesters sang for the king and queen in a coat he borrowed from James Dean, and a voice that came from you and me. Oh, and while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. The courtroom was adjourned, no verdict was returned. And while Lennon read a book on Marx, the quartet practiced in the park. We sang dirty and dark today. The music died. We started singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove a Chevy to the levee was dry. And good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. One more time. Bye bye Mr. American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Alrighty then. I'm going to share a comment that looks cool. This is a long one, but Trish says, I like John's idea about a neighborhood text group. I live in the small town of Elmira, and we have actually a Facebook page called Elmira COVID Resource Group. We post updates and activities to do with the family, like theme scavenger hunts. Cool. Example, 2 days of silly faces. People do happy face crafts, hanging their windows, and you walk around the neighborhood looking for such, and snapping photos and posting them in the group. Also things like writing happy and inspirational things on the sidewalks. That's cool. Little things like that keep me together while social distancing. If neighbors who are compromised can look for help, others can see and send help. That's a great idea. Cool. All right. Well, guys, that is all the regularly scheduled programming I had today. I'm trying to set something up. I kind of tried it last night. It did not work. But if you comment good news only, all one word, if you comment good news only, all one word, it should remind you or put you on a list of people that want to be reminded of the live streams. So if you want to comment good news only with no spaces, no, all caps, or doesn't matter with the capitalization, but hold on, I'll tell you what I'm trying to communicate. If you type in the word good news only as one word, like this, then it should automatically message you and then remind you also about future live streams. We have tomorrow night, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, and that is the as far as I've committed to doing. That'll be episode 10. Tomorrow night we have an amazing guest. His name is Will Greenblatt. I've already interviewed him, and it is going to be an exceptionally cool episode. I really, really enjoyed my chat with him. And let me just I'll give you a little teaser here. So let's do a final temperature check on a scale of 1 to 10. Where are you guys? Hopefully this is an uplifting episode with John Dillow. I thought it was really good, helpful, practical stuff. I don't know if I'm going to try to get him back on. He has not messaged me back, so I'm going to assume that it's a no-go. But if you want to get in touch with John Dillow, he's on Instagram at John Dillow Counseling or just johndillowcounseling.com. And this is the schedule. Tomorrow night, Will Greenblatt will be on. Everything's at 8:30. On Friday, I'm going to do another all-request night. If you got requests, great time to get them out on Friday. And then on Saturday, I have an amazing, amazing guest. This is like a national syndicated speaker and just a really, really awesome guy. Can't say who until Saturday, but Saturday will be our last one of the week, and then we take Sunday and Monday off, and we'll see. Will I do it again next week? I don't know. It depends on a lot of factors. But I committed to 10, and I think we're going to get to 10. So that's kind of the schedule. We got time for maybe a couple requests if you got a request. But in the meantime, let me know on a scale of 1 to 10. Where are you guys? Where are you emotionally? Where are you physically? Also, the gardening thing. I'm totally going to be doing potatoes. Absolutely. That's kind of one of the things we definitely got to do. So, any gardening tips, you can also message them to me. David at bunkylife.com. I will gladly take any gardening tips, especially because here's what I don't love about the gardening thing. You can Google stuff, and there's tons of stuff. It's just, is it specific to our area? We live in Erin, so Elmira is close to me. But, it really changes depending where you are. So, we got some people that are typing good news only. That's cool. Someone says a bunky greenhouse. That would be cool. So let me just share some cool stuff. Dave Kent, he's at an 8.5. I don't know what you were at previously, Dave, but 8.5. We'll take it. Carol's at an 8. I think that's an improvement, if I recall. Deb is at a 9.5. Deb, that's great. Judy's now at a 10. Mission accomplished, Judy. That's great. Yeah, so this is a good example of what I want you guys to type if you can. Good news only. That should, in theory, message you and say, yeah, do you want to get reminded about shows? And then it'll hopefully automatically do that. So somebody started a gardening blog. Very cool. My friend is starting a gardening blog, newsletter, da-da-da. Check that out. Okay, cool. David, what is the link for your songs again? Oh, okay. Hold on, let me type this in too. If you just type request.goodnewsonly.com, I'm going to type this out. No, I'm not. I'm going to reach it. So yeah, if you want to see my list of songs and make requests from that list, just go to requests.goodnewsonly.ca. Yeah, sorry. Request.goodnewsonly.ca. That is the list of all the songs that I actually know. So people typing things like Beautiful Crazy, I don't know that, Judy. I do know Nova Scotia, but I played it a couple nights ago, Chelsea. So I will play it again, but not so quickly. I know you want to hear Nova Scotia, but I already played it a couple minutes ago. Corey, we got you to a 10. That's great news. Chantel was a 5. Chantel, where are you now? Did you say? Okay. Well, you were a 5. So be at least a 5.9. Scrolling down. That's cool. Oh, shout out to Chantel. Now an 8. Good to know. Someone had a request for Jeans On by David Dundas, covered by Keith Urban. That's like, I put my blue jeans on. I don't know it, but I can play some Keith Urban maybe. Okay. So if you guys got requests, we got time for maybe 3 requests, maybe 2. So go to requests.goodnewsonly and let's get it on. Joyce Van Claveren, how's it going? Good to see you, Joyce Van Claveren. We could do a song mashup. Let's definitely do a song mashup. We could do that. If you guys want to put some requests, I'll string them together. Corey says, love the speaker tonight. Excellent for everyone, Dave. Yes, John is an excellently insightful guy. Very, 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 very insightful guy. And we've hired him personally as our counselor for some different things we went through, and awesome. So, if you got requests, start firing them in. Let's do something. I know Dean Brody. I can play Dean Brody, so that's a good Canadian boy. What do I have from Dean Brody? I think it might be like a father-daughter song or something. Oh, it's Friday. This is a good song. We're going to play some Queen, absolutely. There's a place in town where we all hang out. The country girls go and the boys get loud. When the whistle blow, we make quite a crowd. When the sun sets low on Friday, from the pubs in Ireland to Tennessee, the West Coast down to Myrtle Beach, for every little town here and in between, we know how to party on Friday. And the band plays on and the taps they flow. The boss man's yelling, but we're isolated home. And on Monday morning, yeah, we'll atone. But tonight ain't Monday, it's Friday. Well, I like my job, but I love my friends. So you know where I'll be when the work week ends, at the little country tavern just around the bend. When the sun sets low on Friday, the band plays on and the taps stay low. The boss man's yelling, but they've all gone home. And the Monday morning I will atone. But tonight ain't Monday, it's Friday. There's a place in town where we all hang out. The country girls go and the boys get loud. When the whistle blows, we make quite a crowd. When the sun sets low on Friday, and the band plays on and the taps stay low. The boss man's yelling, but we're isolated home. And Monday morning I will atone. But we're stuck in perpetual Friday. We're locked down in perpetual Friday. Tonight ain't Monday, it's Friday. All right, that was Dean Brody. Good call. We're going to end with Queen. Absolutely, we're going to do Queen. All right. I think I could squeeze one more in. Corey, we already played Van Morrison, so we're not going to do Van Morrison again, but good request. I will do... Have I done Green Day? Go to Chelsea Ram and Rick Ram. I heard you crying loud all the way across the town. You've been searching for that someone. It's to me out on the ground. You sit around and feeling sorry for yourself. Well, don't be lonely now. And dry your whining eyes. Being bugging from the moment you're sleeping in my backyard. So uptight you're thinking about ditching me. Sometimes it takes the world around. 'Cause you know where I'll be found when I come around. When I come around, I've heard it all before. So don't knock on my door. I'm a loser and a user, and I don't need no accuser to try and slow me down, because you know I'm right. So go do what you like. Make sure you do it wise. You may find out that your self-doubt means nothing ever was there. You can't go forcing something if it's just not right. Sometimes you mess the world around. You know where I'll be found when I come around. When I come around, when I come around, guys, it's been an excellent night. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Will Greenblatt. I've paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence but committed no crime. And bad mistakes I've made a few. I've had my share of sand kicked in my face, and I've gone through. We are the champion, my friend, and we'll keep on fighting. to the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. I'm taking my bow, my curtain call. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. Thank you all. It's been no bed of roses, no pleasure cruise. I consider it a challenge before the whole human race, and I ain't gonna lose. We are the champions, my friend, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions. We are the champions, my friend, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. See you tomorrow night.